Alright, guys, you know what time it is. Toke-n-Talk, episode 1. It's been a long time coming. It's been a year since we decided to do this. I found a nice little spot where I can talk and talk. Hopefully, nobody can hear me. I'm pretty convinced somebody lives back there, but it's whatever. To each their own home, and as long as I'm not bothering him, hopefully, he won't bother me or she. If you got one, spark it up. It's gonna get deep quick on this one, guys. And that's what these token talks are for. We're doing these so that others like myself who find themselves without a outlet, without someone to talk to, where therapy doesn't help and the pharmaceutical meds just don't cut it anymore. We're going to be making it work one happy accident at a time. So, what's been going on with us the year that we've been gone? Aside from having some insanely sticky bud that is resin up the tip of my blunt just as I rolled it, that is horrible. You have to bite that off and start again. You'll ever have that? You just gotta put it in your mouth, bite it off, and just the tip. Excuse me while I wipe my bitter, resi lips and get ready for another pull. Ooh. Alright, so where have we been for the past year? A lot has gone on. We bought our home 100%. It's ours. Don't have to worry about no landlord, nothing else like that. Paid off the cars. Let's start with the good, right? Paid off the caddies. My kid is going to a very prestigious school here that is known for its college prep. You have to apply to get in, and he got accepted, so I'm very happy about that. This fella here, Tank, he's the only one of my 4 I got left. When I get dogs, I usually get them in groups. Not all at the same time, but 1, then 2, then 3. At one point, I had 6. One went back to his real mom. I'm sorry, I was just his foster mom. During Hurricane Sandy, I took him for a couple of years, and she took him back. I miss him, but he was a good boy. My shepherd got older, sick, passed away. My lab, Pitt, same thing, got older, got sick, passed away. And my last boy, the one I really consider my second to last boy. You're the last boy, right? You're the good boy. My emotional support dog passed away from lung cancer about a month ago. It was really hitting me hard, the whole family, honestly, but I didn't realize how much support he did provide me. Right now, my wife is on vacation, enjoying herself from work, from family, from responsibility, and I'm happy for her. But it's rough. The house is very quiet, and I'm trying to maintain. Obviously, the pot is helpful, but we did have, as far as the garden goes, and as far as the garden grows, a spider mite infestation. and I'm pretty sure that we have it under control now. Everything is looking good in the garden at this point. We had some major upgrades. Check that out on the garden channel. That's not really what this channel is for. But it just goes to talk about the strife that we had with the infestation. We had a severe drop in the amount of harvest we were pulling. Not that the buds we were harvesting were infested, but I really killed off a lot of the younger veg plants because that's where it started, in the veg tent. And I didn't like how many plants we had in the tent. I didn't like how untamed they were. I had to change jobs twice. And now I'm working from home again, thank God. So I have more time for everything, the family, the animals. I got to spend the last 3 weeks at home with my boy before he went. And that was a blessing beyond anything that I could express. Part of this channel's purpose is to, like I said, help me vent. I'm 36 now. Been in the system almost all my life. Foster care, back to my real home. Back in the system when I got older. My high school thought I didn't have enough friends. Literally told me I was antisocial and therefore had to go to a special home. Lived in a residential treatment facility with residential treatment school. And once you get institutionalized, it's kind of hard to back out of that. I did a couple of months in jail when I got older, fighting and shit like that. Nothing too serious. In and out, court, and meds, my whole life. Meds, pharmaceuticals, whatever the therapist could throw at you. And I find that shit just isn't working anymore. You get to a point where you're like, yeah, that's all just bullshit you're trying to shove down my throat and make me pay for. And that ain't it, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys started with me, you'd know. About 2 years ago, I started my journey. Started growing on my journey. Been medicating with marijuana for a long time. Probably since I'm about, say maybe 18, 19. Later than most people because of the institutionalized situation and how naive I was in the beginning. I thought people were good. And not to say that they're not, but you know what I'm talking about. These days it's hard to find people who are going to be real and raw with you and legit in a way that is respectful. And I think that that is a very big thing in the world, respect. Yes, it's to be earned, but it should also be freely given and expected from those who you are meeting for the first time. There is a certain common decency that needs to be given, and it's not anymore. It just doesn't exist. And I think that's what we gotta find, guys. We gotta find it. Because it's killing everyone, no matter how tough you want to act, how tough you want to be. There's always those days when you're just dying inside from something, whether you say it out loud or not. And I think those days are getting more numerous for a lot of us. And it's something that we need to figure out. So that's kind of what this Toke-n-Talk is all about anyways. What I'm toking on right now is Velveeta, which is cheese and some Mendo Dope F2, I think it says. I got it from Good Leaf out in Salamanca, New York. Shout out to them. It's quite a fucking drive from where I'm at right now on the lake, but good people, They know I know what I'm talking about as far as what I want for myself, so they don't hassle me too much with their sales tactics. They did give me a great tour of the shop and what they had, without being too salesman-like when I first started out buying from them, which was great. I did do a big purchase of a bunch of their Ace. I was gonna do a video. Hey, buddy. Now he wants his belly rub. Look at this. He's gonna try to roll his way over here. I did try to do. I was gonna do a video, and then I thought to myself that no, you're not one of those, spend 600 at the dispensary, see what I bought kind of people. So I decided to not do that. Also, I only spent 5, not 6. But we did get a bunch of good stuff. We got, oh my god, what is it called? Lake House OG. We tried some of that. Strawberry Fields, some of that. We had Blue Cookies, Magic, Strawberry Shortcake, Mr. Nasty. Trying to think of all the names, but I can't fucking remember because I smoke too much. I also got some of their pens. They had some pretty good pens for cheap over there, and that was a nice buy. So they kept me going through the Spider-Man infestation and kept me medicated, kept my head on straight, while all these crazy thoughts were spinning through my head. And I'm not a very social person, and I know I've said it before. For example, I was going to rescue a dog, and I realized, excuse me, one of the applications for the rescue, it says that they want 3 personal references who are not family members who have been to your current home and have met your companion animals. And I said to myself, well, shit, I don't know 3 people that have been to my home that are not family. I'm not even sure that I can identify more than 3 separate groups of family that have been to my home. I think I can identify 2. I got the in-laws and the cousins, and that's basically it. No one else has been to my house to visit or say shit. And that's really what it is. I'm hoping that I can get some people to open up a little bit on this. Let us know, what you've been thinking about, what's been on your mind, what's been weighing on your heart, how you've been medicating, things that you notice that work for you that you could share with us that would help. If you have any questions for us that may, help you, let us know. We got a lot of things in the works this year. We started our own business, and we got a pretty nice apparel company going. We have the website in beta mode, and all the equipment is being tested now. So we're going to do some of the, designing and sewing, seamstressing, whatever you want to call it, at our own house. I wouldn't call it manufacturing because we're not making the clothes, but we are purchasing fabrics and purchasing blanks and, doing some heat transfer vinyl, some embroidery, some mix and match of different clothing items, cut and sew, and getting that going. Once the website is out of beta mode, maybe we'll share it, show you guys what's going on, share that up with you guys, and we also made some pretty good friends this year. And I know I said I'm antisocial, and what I mean by friend is someone who you can rely on to be a respectable person, personally and in business, and that you can have mutual beneficial goals with. And that's really where I'm at right now with friendships. If I'm not benefiting you and you're not benefiting me in some way, as greedy as that sounds, I don't know what to do. I mean, there are some people that I genuinely wish well, you know. A lot of my gromies here on YouTube, I see you guys doing your thing, and as someone who is medicated and trying to stay meditated myself, I wish you all the best, and I love what I learned from you guys. I see it, I love it, I wish you the best, and that's really the most positive circle that I have right now, and that's kind of sad that that's where I'm at. I'm not a smartphone type of person. I was never really into this, and I feel like I'm kind of folding to it, but it really is something I need to do. Need to express myself, need to get it out there, and if this is the way the world is, this is the way it is. I am writing something. I may publish it, I may not. I have a lot of things started, not finished, in my own personal collection, but we'll see how that goes. I do want to last and exist in the world in more than just a sense of leaving a video behind, or leaving a personality or a social media personality behind that everyone can, post, oh, rest in peace on your page. I don't have any of that shit. The channel does. I don't personally. Haven't in a long time, many years, and it's been the best thing for me, honestly, and for my relationship and for my family. My kid's just about, that age. He's 14 now, going into his first year of high school, and him and all his friends, even when they're hanging out, I mean, it's just on the phone. I gotta kick them out of the house. I'm like, get up, get out, go somewhere, and trying to get him into the gardening and trying to get him into outdoorsy stuff. We've been hiking a lot and going on the lake and boating and trying to do that to keep our minds occupied. Our lake is kind of a popular spot though, so it can get kind of touristy, and I don't like that. I don't know if you guys hear, but there is a highway back there. I don't think you can see anybody driving by, but you can hear it, and I'm pretty sure you can. And I moved out where I'm at to get away from the city, New York City, and the way it was there just before COVID. I gotta tell you guys, I don't want to bring it back to COVID, and but the time just after the election, after Trump's election, and I don't talk politics, but the climate in the area was just, I mean, you want to talk tense, man. I couldn't cut it with a butcher cleaver. That's how tense it was. And people were, myself included, people were getting violent all over the place. There was an incident in particular that set me off personally, that I knew I had to get out for myself, and especially for my family. I was on a bus doing about an hour and a half trip from my home out on Long Island to my job down in Rockaway Beach, by Far Rockaway Beach, and on the bus coming through the 5 towns, there was a lady of mixed race. And before anybody says anything, please take a look at my skin. I am dark, Mexican to be exact, mixed very thoroughly, Mexican, Norwegian, Jewish, raised Jewish rather, born Roman Catholic. Don't believe in either hierarchy at this time, although I do believe in the mysticism that is ancient Judaism. But that's a whole nother conversation. But please don't think I'm racist in any way. But there was a woman, just to describe her, of mixed race, maybe a little lighter than me even, gorgeous eyes, hazel eyes, nasty attitude, so it made her real ugly, she was picking on a woman who didn't speak any English, talking all this crap about, race this, Hispanic that, and I didn't intend to get violent, but I pulled my headphones off, told myself to ignore it for 20 minutes, and then pulled my headphones off and stood up and asked the young lady to change seats with me. So she was 3 rows away from the woman who was talking to her, and I was now right next to this woman. And I didn't say anything else. I sat down, I put my headphones back in, and then the lady started yelling at me. And she poked me, and I ignored it. And then I took my headphone off and I said, "Can I help you?" And she asked me if I thought I was saving the day and what I thought I was going to do by coming over here. And I said nothing. I just didn't want her to have to deal with you, and that's that, And I try to look forward and go about it. And she started getting upset and getting loud and getting mad. And she turned to me, and so I went to turn myself in the seat to face her too, because I'm not going to keep my back or my side to someone who is now has their eyes on me. And when I rotated, I knocked the bag that was precariously on that little ledge in between 2 bus seats off onto the floor, which was her chicken dinner. And she got up and smacked me right across my face. And because I'm not on my psychotropic medication, and I had been on work, antipsychotic medication, I'm so sorry, and I was on heavy Depakote, Seroquel for years, and I had stopped that at this point, and I hadn't smoked all day because I was at work. I hadn't gotten into vapes yet. I reached out, grabbed her by the trachea. She was all of 4'2", and I'm not that high. I'm maybe 5'3", but I lifted her off the floor and bent her over the back of the seat. And another Hispanic gentleman who spoke very little English, he grabbed me by my shoulders and he pulled me back and he said, "Mommy, no, you're going to kill her, please." And he pushed me to the front of the bus and he told the bus driver to stop. And the bus driver was going to let me off, but then she started screaming in the back that if he let her off, she was going to call the cops. So he shut the doors. He shut the doors of the bus, and he called the cops. And I thought I was done, but to my surprise, the lady, who I'm pretty sure didn't really even have a green card, stood near me and explained to the police as best she could in what little English she had that I had helped her and that the other woman was being very aggressive. And the cop had replayed the video on the bus, and he asked me basically what had happened, and I explained myself while this other woman that I had choked was getting ice on her trachea in an ambulance. And he basically told me that he was going to let me go and that he appreciates that I stood up for her. And the other woman, like Mario hopped, no joke, one arm up, one arm down, one leg up, one leg behind, out of the ambulance and was like, you ain't arresting her, I'm out of here. And then got up and basically got on the bus. And I think she was more afraid of getting arrested herself, not like she was scared of me, but I think she was afraid that they were going to turn it around on her because she was harassing that woman first. And then the officer drove me home, and on the way home he asked me if I had ever thought about being a cop, and that if I did I should give him a call. And that was something I signed up for the test, but I never went. It's something I struggle with personally myself. I'm not sure how I feel if I would want to be a police officer. I want to do good, but, and again, nothing against the police, and I'm not talking politics on this show, but I just don't feel that being a police officer represents what it used to, and I don't want to fight the good old boys club, if you know what I mean. I am a lesbian, I am Mexican, I am a tiny woman, and I am not trying to, with a big attitude, mind you, and I am not trying to get into it with a whole conglomerate of people that are going to be against me in my career and in my life, and that is not the struggle that I need to do. And for a while, I used to be that, rage against the machine, fight the man, and I do in my own ways here and there. But I found the best way to do that is to learn what you need in life and provide it for yourself. I did walk out on my job. The job that I got working from home now is the job after that. I was working in a retail location, selling shoes, and the management was a young dude, and I don't blame him. He was brought up how he was brought up, but he was like, "Oh, Poindexter rules protocol," and didn't know what he was doing. 22 years old, had no idea what he was doing. Was promoted because the manager quit, and the other woman who was senior to him and would have been a way better manager, in my opinion, didn't want the job because she's getting older and didn't want the hours. So I was doing my due diligence as a worker, and I'm always an above and beyond worker. I'm a team player. I do my job. I do beyond my job and below my job and above my job if necessary to assist. Hired as an assistant manager. Was not trained at all, really. Just lectured, really, about how to organize shoes, and had to learn from my coworkers, actually. And after a little while there, maybe, I don't know, I think it was like 8 or 9 months now, almost a year, I couldn't take it anymore. There was so much write up this, write up that, and not of me only, of everyone who was not his favorite, and so much excusing of other things and blame and no support and no, hey, you did a good job today, let's really be a team, and that kind of atmosphere, working yourself for, at that, what at that time was maybe twice the minimum wage where I'm at right now, is not acceptable, and I guess I thought taking a job with less responsibility, after having a career with huge responsibility, and then losing that. If you guys were with me in the beginning, you'll know I used to manage a veterinary clinic in my area, and that had been after a 15-year vet tech career, head of hospital, opening hospitals, building hospitals, training staff, everything. It was my life. And I moved out to where I'm at now, and the pay drop was so drastic that I had to quit my career, and look for something else. And right before I did that, I got a call from a company that I had applied to almost a year prior, and they offered me the management position. But that company, over COVID, like I said, as you guys know if you were watching, closed down. And when I left, they never found anybody else to work. We never had a solid doctor in the years that we were open. And so I had to find something different. And that was rough. Finding something for wonderful pay when like career pay, is rough. And I hope none of y'all had to go through it. If you have, drop it in the comments below. Let me know. Losing a job can be really rough. Changing jobs can be really rough because of whatever you want to call it, hostile work environment, unfeasible, terms and conditions, so to speak, not being able to lay your head at night on the pillow and say you're feeling good about yourself is really what it boils down to. If you ever been there, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Maybe we'll do some sort of, unemployment episode, or, frustrated with employment episode or whatever. And so I left, and now I'm working from home. And he loves it, right, buddy? Every day after work, we come out, we go for a walk, spend some time together. And pretty soon we're going to get him another little brother, right? Get him another little brother. And that'll be probably, you'll probably see him on one of our next episodes. So I just want to thank you guys for sitting here with me. I kind of been smoking, kind of talking. This shit gives me a head high. And I want to thank you for being a good venting session for us, right, buddy? A good soundboard. I hope I trailed off into enough tangents to spark some ideas for you guys for some future shows. Let me know if you've ever had any lost an emotional support animal, lost a friend, a lover, a family member, parent, God forbid a child. Let me know, if you're struggling with medicating, with dealing with the lack of a therapist. Let me know if you guys are struggling with fitting back into society post-COVID. Let me know if you guys are having trouble knowing yourself again after involving yourself in the hustle of everyday life and technology. And let me know if you guys want another go of this. All right, we'll make the episode shorter, sweeter. I see I'm at 33 minutes almost right now. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll edit, maybe we won't. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, guys, Toke-n-Talk when you need to. We're here for you. Stay safe, and above all, stay meditated, and educated. After that episode, again, I just want to thank you for stopping by the channel and watching our first episode of Toke-n-Talk. We will have more structured episodes in the future where we have subject lines, episode headers, and lines of discussion that we're going to follow. We do have guests coming on and coming up. We do have some lineups going. I just have not reached out to anyone to actually get on camera with us yet, but we will have some familiar faces for you guys up on the show, and we will be talking about some serious, deep issues. So if you guys can think of anything that you would like to talk about, any strains you want us to try to get us thinking, anything that you think would really spark a good discussion, let's get it going. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know, and I hope to see you guys soon. See you on the other side.